Good morning, everyone. I see that we just hit the 10 o'clock hour, so we are going to begin. I'm Kathleen Greer. I am with the Rideshare Delaware team. Along with, we have Amy Reardon with us today, Arlene Beltran, and we have James Williams. And we're glad that you're joining us for the Rideshare team first session of our Telework Info series. And we're going to focus on a work from home checklist today. And, you know, as we're all adjusting to this new normal workday, the Rideshare team wants the series to provide you with helpful hints that you can use in your workday and then serve as, I know, you know, we're all looking for other things to be able to maybe talk to people and just as a social outlet too. So that's one thing we want to, you know, take away from this today. It's not so much just Rideshare providing the hints, but we also want it to be a social outlet too. So at the end of our session today, we're going to have an interactive portion, and because we want to hear from you, you know, our fellow teleworkers. So, you know, while we're navigating this whole new territory called telework, which is equal to saying, you know, work from home, it really is just simply put, it's a location and a place where the employee can do his or her job from home. It's helpful in delivering a work-life balance to the employee, and also telework helps the company maintain continuity while, you know, we're continuing to get the job and the work done for that company. And it, you know, it's allowing for all the work to continue during this, which we're experiencing, a time of emergency where we're keeping everybody, you know, healthy and safe. And so this next slide, we're going to go into a little bit more, but just like you wouldn't go into the office without having the right equipment. You want to ensure that your home workspace is an environment that is well suited to get the job done. And, you know, right now we all know there's many home life scenarios that we're trying to accommodate with this new normal, and anywhere you can separate yourself from the day-to-day, and sometimes it might be chaotic times, you know, in your house, it's essential. So just like one of my coworkers was saying just the other day, that, you know, setting up activities or study time or homework time for each individual to stay busy and occupied while others are getting their job done really works well in their household. So this checklist contains, you know, basic items one needs to think about when there's an immediate need like we're facing right now, and we have to set up, you know, a home office on the, just really like on the go with a quick turnaround time. So I'm just going to go through our checklist here. And first we have, you know, just some of the things that we need to think about when we are working with our organization. So work hours, we really want to establish a start to your day and an end to your day, because you just need to, you know, when you're working from home, you could, sometimes they call it creep, you know, it could just flow over into your, you know, your work, into your home life. So you really want to set up those, you know, set some boundaries, and so a start and an end time, and then your daily schedule. So some of the things that you want to think about, you know, for your daily schedule would be, you know, you want to plan your workday. You want to set your goals. You want to have, you know, clear goals. You want to, some other things with the daily schedule. You want to have structure. So for an example, for me, I'm going to take a personal example. For me, what's been working, because I have been working from home since last Tuesday, I start my day when I come down the stairs. So there's my office. So I go and I set up my office. And then I actually, when I'm taking breaks, I actually get up from where I'm sitting and take a physical break. And then at the end of my workday, I actually clean everything up and I put it away, put it back in my briefcase, just like I would when I was coming home from the office, and I would take my briefcase and put it in, you know, my laundry room. So I kind of, you know, keep a structure to my day. So there's a beginning, an end, and, you know, taking breaks. And one other thing is what I found is with this new normal and everything's, electronic and we have all the technical things in place, but it might be nice just to, instead of sending an email to maybe one of your employees or a coworker, or maybe, if you're working with customers, instead of an email, maybe, give them a call, because I think, adding some of that personal connection is really, really helpful at these times. And then going into that in-home logistics that we need to think about. So we actually need to make sure our computer is set up. We want to make sure we have the proper internet connection. And so I know right now with multiple people being in a household, the internet can be, overloaded. So one of the things, that maybe you can think about is spacing out time when people actually are maybe, looking at tutorials. Maybe it's your child with their classroom that are looking at tutorials on YouTube versus when you need the internet connection for work. So you might have to stagger some of that use. And then also, your telephone. So you want to make sure with the logistics that even setting up a telephone tree, not just so much the telephone itself, because I think we all have those connections at this point, but setting up an emergency, telephone tree just in case you need to get someone, and having those physical numbers on hand, because we're so reliant on technologies that sometimes we don't, have a list with the physical numbers on them. And then the office setup. So we want to think about your desk, your chair, and then as time progresses, if you do need a printer, the lighting, because that not only, is helpful for the mood, obviously, but then also for the proper lighting for your eyes. And then storage, if you need some specific things that for your job, for data and things like that, you want to think about the storage capacity. One other thing is a surge protector. And then again, the internet, so the high-speed internet, if you are dealing with, sending files and things like that. And then the file backup protection, what your company is required to do with that data. And I wanted to go back to, because I don't believe I touched on one of the things under the agreement with your organization, and it's very, very key, which is the communication methods. And so you just want to be sure that you are clear about what is expected of you with your organization. You want to understand what your manager or your employer would like, as far as, a way to report into them. And then, the frequency of those check-ins and the preferable method. Is it, an email? Is it a conference call? Is it on a daily basis? Is it a list of tasks? Is it a way you can quantify your tasks and your goals for the day in your calendar? So that's one of the main things that you want to make sure about your communication methods. And so then I'm going to go to the next slide here. So this one is actually a visual showing you a list of the office items that we just shared from the previous slide, and along with the physical setup that that works best in your home. It's also very important, again, to maintain that mental balance when we're working from home. And it's, just if you set boundaries with your friends and your family, you need to set them for yourself while we're working from home right now. And I think it's very critical, because we do have so much going on with the whole family and everyone at home right now. So by creating a start and an end to your workday, and I think that's very key, taking a lunch break away from your desk. So transitioning from that, your office, in-home office, and either, maybe it's going to the couch, going to the porch, or some other part of your house just for a change of scenery. Because I think ultimately that time away from your PC will actually make you more productive when you sit back down at your computer. And then the next, I just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware that with the Rideshare Delaware program, that all commuters, all clean commuters, can be rewarded for their clean commutes. And so, you know, it's when people think of clean commuting, I think the top of mind comes, you know, when someone's carpooling or riding transit or van pooling, walking or biking. But really, teleworking is one way that you're getting an individual out of a single occupant car. So that is a clean commute. And so I just want to encourage everyone, if you are not a rideshare reward, if you're not a rideshare Delaware program member, to go ahead and sign up. So you can go to our website, which is ridesharedelaware.org, or go and download the free app, which is Rideshare DE. You become a member, and then you can, you know, take advantage of some of the other benefits that we have, and one is the rideshare reward. So when you work from home, you can actually earn up to 200 points per day, and then you can redeem those points. We have right now it's over 500 different, you know, rewards in our program. We always do a monthly raffle that's equals to $100, and sometimes it's two $50 gift certificates or four $25, but it always equals 100. We have other discounts and shopping and services that you can take advantage of. And if you wanted to see how to, you know, do those rewards and sign up for the program, complete your profile, you can actually place your phone over the QR code here. We'll send out the documents from this meeting to all the people that attended, so you can have that QR code, or you can go to our website, ridesharedelaware.org, and it's / the how-to videos. So that's another way to take advantage, and we encourage everybody to do that because it's a benefit to you. So the next, I just wanted to take time, and we want to hear from you. So all the folks that are, you know, teleworking, that just, if you could put in the chat window, just share one thing that's really working well for you right now, and that would be very helpful for us. And then also, and we're going to share this information. We'll put it on our website and social media, just so people know. It's just a way to let other people know we're all in this together. So things that work well. And then also, if there are some other questions or comments, put those in there, but start off with maybe what works well for you. So I'm not going to talk for a minute or so, and we'll let everybody do that. And then Amy Reardon is going to share with us some of the things that work well. And then if there are some questions, then we can answer those for you. So I'll be back in a minute. So Amy, as people are maybe still typing, would you like to start to share maybe some of the comments so far?
Well, good morning, everyone. So I believe we're having a slight issue with the chat. I personally do not see. Oh, here we go. I see one coming through. It says taking the time to set up a proper workspace is something that is really important to me. So right there, that's from Steve, saying that the workspace is important. And I can see how that works for you, because having that workspace gets you into the mindset of working. Let's see if I see any others. Able to be home while the little ones are out of school. I can agree with that, Chris, because I have a 10-year-old, so I don't have to worry about who's going to watch my child while I have to work, because he does have some things he needs to do as well. Let's see, and those are the comments I see so far. So if there's anyone I missed, please, you can also unmute yourself to add in, but as of now, those are the ones that I see.
Okay, and two, if anybody has any other, things they'd like to share, feel free to give us, send us a note. And actually on our next slide here,
Okay, I think we might have lost Kathleen, but
Oh,
just
excuse me, I'm sorry.
there she is.
I'm back, excuse me. So, thank you, Amy. I wanted to say thanks to everyone for joining us today. And we look forward to doing some more of these info sessions going forward. We do have 2 coming up, and the next one falls in line with what Steve had found important with his workspace, you know, setting up the proper workspace, because we're going to focus in on the ergonomics and setting up of that workspace on the 27th, so that's this Friday. And then the following Friday, April 3rd, we have another session, and that one is entitled Productive Adults Working from Home. So again, we're going to take these series, make them, give you some helpful hints, but then we want to hear from everybody too. If there isn't anything else, any other questions or anything, Amy, that anybody has?
Just other comments that came through was just setting up learning time for when you do have children at home while you are working from home is definitely beneficial. So maybe just going over the day with your children prior to starting your day could be beneficial.
Oh, that's a good tip, because we talk about our day, but then when there's everybody included in that space, you need to set everybody up. That's a good one.
I just want to add one more thing. Somebody did say that they do enjoy the extra hour and a half they save because they don't have to sit in traffic, which is very, very helpful, and a cost savings and a time savings. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I concur with that one also. Okay. Again, if anybody has any other information or they would like to share, or they need to get in touch with us, again, general@rideshare, our email, and our phone number is 888-RIDE-MATCH. And if you want to go on to any of our social media platforms, you can leave some comments there. But we will go ahead, like I said, to all the attendees that signed up today, we'll go ahead and send the slides out so you have some reference materials, and then you have that QR code too in case you need to access the Rideshare Delaware program. So anything else, Amy? If that's all, I think we're going to say thanks again, and we'll sign off.
Yep. Have a good day, everyone.
All right. Thank you.